Hello, I'll say hello. Hello. Welcome. It is the Daily Live. It's another warm day. It's not as sunny. We've had a bit of rain.
That's good. I like it.
But we are going to have more sun. But it's nice.
It helped me run.
Did it? I was going to say, you've done that thing that you do, which is good. You're doing something and you go and do it.
Oh, yeah.
You've probably picked a way trying to pick it
That's
back
why
up.
I picked it.
Did you?
That's why I
Because you knew it was going to be difficult.
It's gonna be difficult.
Fair play.
No point doing it if it's easy.
Fair play. Fair. That's like the opposite of Ned's mantra.
Yeah.
I'll only do it if it's easy. Fair play to you. How are you finding it? I hate running, I'm not going to lie. So
Yes, he was hard.
fair play.
Just
You got one in the bag, and that's the next one's a bit better. Is that what you're saying?
That's how everything
Just,
fear in your mind that stops you from doing it.
mate, fair play.
And you just once you've done it,
It feels good.
Yeah.
The endorphins are flowing.
that's why Ned's got a
You look
girlfriend now.
sharp. It's good. Yeah, I don't know how long this is going to continue, but I'm loving it
Forever.
so far. I hope you're right, mate.
Forever.
I hope you're right.
Forever.
I hope
And
you're
a
right.
day.
I'm onto like a bit of the fasting at the moment.
No, fasting's for people
No, I'm just saying.
who don't like eating.
I'm just. No, it's nothing made yet.
Yeah.
All it is I've given myself a cut off in the night, so I just won't have any food after that.
I have a cut off. It's about 1:30.
Okay, mine's a lot earlier, and then but you get up a bit later than me, so it's fine. And then I stretch it
Yeah,
as much as
fair
you
enough.
can, and then I've started having like nuts and stuff for my breakfast,
Fair
rather
play.
than break me fast with something a bit more savoury than sweet. So we'll see how we
Fair
go.
enough.
But it's all good. I'm just waiting for Ned's input into this. But
No, I don't want Ned's
no,
input to it.
no.
He'll be like,
I've got a shock.
I've started fasting Toblerones. I've got loads
I keep trying to.
I've got loads of Toblerone in ours.
I mean,
everywhere my mum goes.
I'm not being funny. We got a fridge. You should bring one in, and we'll just snack on it.
I will.
We'll
Honestly,
just have that
I've
I love Toblerone.
everywhere my
I'm
mum
not
goes, she
outrageous.
brings me a back Toblerone. I've got so much Toblerone. It's
It's
unbelievable.
nice as the Swiss. Well,
Yeah, but don't forget when we went to Switzerland.
yeah, it was good. It was good. Why are you saying it? Why are you still talking? Just leave it. Leave it. Can we just not have in Gavin and Stacey
Yeah.
where the boat, Bryn,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
wouldn't talk about it. Can we just have that?
By the way, why we're talking about Gavin and Stacey? We're not like, but can I just say, Cardiff is the worst city in the world to get in and out of.
Oh, okay.
Oh my
Good you finished it. With
God, it's
Bad.
horrible.
Bad.
It's like
Is it M4 into Cardiff? Is it?
it's horrible. It's like, I don't know, it's like, yeah, it's basically, imagine
gotta
being
go
on,
over some
imagine
bridge
being
as
on
well.
Queen's Drive.
Yeah.
Imagine if all the match traffic had to go on
Just
Queen's
had to
Drive.
go one way there.
Oh, it's horrendous. And even on the way out, it was, oh my God.
What was it like once you were in there? Walking
Nice
around
place,
before
nice
I-
place, Cardiff. Got
Yeah,
a
yeah.
very, got a castle.
Yeah.
And
That's
stuff.
got a castle.
Oh, nice
to be fair.
place, nice place. But horrendous to
Bad
get
to
to.
get
They need
in.
to sort that out.
Is it like Wales' version of Skem,
No,
where you can't get out?
no,
Or is it just traffic?
no. It's literally like Queen's Drive.
Just, yeah. And
It-
that's it.
It's like everything has to go down the motorway, and it's horrendous. Absolutely horrendous. They need to sort that out.
Didn't expect that, did
It
you?
has lots of major concerts and stuff on.
Yeah, oh, that's
And it's posh. I mean, right next to the stadium, there's loads of like eateries and places to have a bevy and stuff.
Yeah.
They need to sort that out. But no, you weren't expecting that on
I
your
wasn't.
daily extra.
I wasn't. But
Fasting.
fair play.
And
Fasting.
and
Traffic issues in Cardiff.
Cardiff City, should it be pedestrian now?
Yeah, that's the thing. Fair play.
There you go.
We are got zero qualification to speak about
Okay,
Cardiff
can I
and
just
the
bring
pedestrian
before? I
thing.
don't know if you've got anything to talk about, but
Well,
can I?
Victor Gyökeres, but yeah.
Well, we will come on to that, but I
on.
just want to lighten the mood slightly.
Go on,
Did you see Jean-Philippe Gbamin putting all his stuff on eBay?
Was it? I got asked this yesterday. I seen something. I got asked this yesterday, and I was just like, "Is it really Gbamin that's put it though, or is it someone who he gives stuff to and they've gone, I'll make us some money?"
I think it was him.
Do you actually think it was him?
Personally, I mean, to say it was match worn,
I know, but a lot of people,
trademark description there.
a lot of people have match worn stuff, don't they? That they're given.
Yeah, but Gbamin match worn. You know.
I mean, it's a collector's item. Straight off.
No, I think that was him. I think he's just flogging all his Everton gear.
He hates
You
it,
see a lot of this on you go on eBay. You see a lot of this. You see there's a lot of stuff comes out of Finch Farm through the back door. I know a couple of sellers.
Mad, isn't it?
I know a couple of sellers who sell
How?
shirts. I don't know, and I don't know who they are. But you see
But fair play,
shirts. You see loads of training gear. You see training gear that you can't get hold of.
Why do you reckon he hates it? Why do you reckon he hates us?
I don't know.
Because it's not like we bought him and just never played him and tried to ruin his life.
Oh, it's 60 grand a week, mate. You never have to play.
Exactly. We bought him because we needed him and he was good.
Maybe. Let's just say he's been badly
treated,
mishandled.
Yeah,
maybe. Yeah. But that did make me laugh like that.
Yeah, I had seen.
I'd probably buy it all, but I'm not paying £300 for all that gear. You can probably own classic football shirts and get it all. But it just shows you, doesn't it? But you can get. I know someone on Twitter who gets loads of shirts, and obviously they know someone at Finch Farm who gives them. That's fine. I mean, I appreciate that. But you see, if you go on eBay, you get a lot of. I used to buy stuff quite regularly a few years ago when we had Nike, and a lot of it was like, I've still got the gear what you couldn't buy in the shops, but it was clearly stuff that they just knocked up at Finch Farm. So they just whacked the badge on it, whacked the sponsor on it, on like a Nike jumper or a Nike t-shirt or shorts, and you find a lot of it on it. You can find a lot of it goes up the back door, like you'll probably know more than anyone. They used to have a skip at the end of the season, didn't they? They used to lash all stuff
everything. That used to annoy me, because that stuff could go to like the homeless and everything, couldn't it? And people would be made up. Yeah,
it would be worth a fortune.
Yeah, when I think back to the stuff I got offered loads of stuff, and it was just like, nah, I don't need. I've got one of them, and I've got now. We'd be made up with it in here, and some of the stuff that you have. Of course, would have been great. Before we get into Victor Gyökeres, make sure you like and subscribe. Thank you very much. Let's get us to the 80,000. We're glad you are here every day. It makes a big difference to the channel. We really appreciate it as well. So if you could just quickly do that. Ned doesn't, so do it.
There in his sliders.
Do it, because he's got sliders and socks on in the studio.
He's got
no knee tape.
He's got no knee tape on today.
So it'd be great if you could hit the like button.
He came in yesterday, seriously. Ned looked. I don't want to know your blisters. So Ned plays footy like 3 times a week, and every time he plays footy, he just complains that basically his ACL snapped or something. And he came in yesterday with just like tape all over his leg. I was like, "What are you doing?" "Oh, I'm getting ready for footy." "You playing footy at 7 o'clock?" He has all this tape on it, and I was just like, and he was walking around in sliders,
and limping.
So think about it, like no support on his leg at all. No. Well, you wore boots. So that means you shouldn't be playing football.
I'm going to say, so is that it now? You're done for a few weeks.
If you couldn't put a shoe on yesterday, then you shouldn't have been playing footy last night.
He'll play on Thursday, because he's told you his ACL's gone and his feet are worn down.
I remember I got a bit of a bad injury, so I went to see there used to be a proper physio on Smithdown who worked with all players. And I just sort of young, thinking I'm dead clever, thinking I'm dead like looking like a footballer. He goes, "What have you got on your feet there?" He just went, "What have you got on your feet?" He said, "Not giving yourself any support." He said, "You just, it's pointless if you're going to come in them."
Yeah,
let's come in sliders.
That's what I told him, because he's got if you want to know the life of Ned, he's got collapsed arches. Therefore, his feet go like this. Therefore, his knees will both be slightly out of alignment, which puts more pressure on. I told him how to fix it, or give him some advice on how he can help himself a little bit. But he wants to wear sliders. Anyway, let's get into the show.
His legs.
Victor Gyökeres again linked with Everton. He's been also linked with Sporting Lisbon as well. I think probably West Ham have been linked with him. He come out a couple of weeks ago and said basically he wants to go and play in wants to play higher than the Championship, wants to play in the Premier League. He's only got a year left on his contract, and he essentially wants to leave Coventry.
Why wouldn't you?
Their chairman has come out and said that he's got he's contracted to us, so unless we get what we want, which is the right stance, then he's not going anywhere. Doug King said he's quite calm over the scenario. Big Doug, quite calm over the scenario, because he's contracted for a year, and if he leaves, if they keep him for another year and they get promoted and he goes, then it's worth them staying. So he said it doesn't work when a player comes out and says, "I want to join this club for this amount of money." He said that's not how it works. We'll see if we can get an agreement with another club. If it suits everyone, then we'll talk, which is the exact right thing to say from the club's point of view. From an Everton perspective, this is a player who, should we take some comfort that Brighton actually bought him and brought him over. Never played him, but he's been in the Brighton system. What do you think about him? Obviously, I appreciate you haven't seen loads and loads of him, but what do you make of him? Because he looks like someone who would improve Everton's. Well, he would improve our attack. Yeah. He would, because he can play wide, right, left, or through the middle. And he's last couple of seasons, he's really done well. I mean, these are his numbers, really. These are his numbers from last season. If we just have a look, age 25, 46 games, 21 goals, 10 assists, big chances created, Ned. 9 big chances created, and he's got 3 goals in 13 appearances for Sweden at full international level as well. So,
yeah, I think
just turned 25.
It's an interesting one. His numbers. That's like he's like a Moises signing, isn't he? That's a Moises kind of signing that back in the day. You know, someone who's doing really well in the Championship, ready for that next step.
Yeah,
I don't think he's got loads of pace. But I do think someone's got to take a chance on him, and I think the perfect example of someone that we didn't take a chance on who prospered is Jarrett Bowen. Obviously, not long ago scoring a goal in the European Cup final. He obviously slightly different kind of player, but he was one we oohed and ahed about.
Oh, we did. Who
looked good in the Championship, but it was that thing of like, well, it's in the Championship, and we oohed and ahed, and West Ham got in there and got him, and he's never looked back. And sometimes you've got to take a chance. I mean, there's some more people with obviously better knowledge of him would probably tell me maybe the good parts and the bad parts. But his numbers look good. I do worry about his pace a little bit. There's something of there's a little bit of the Sigurdsson about him, I think. In style of play.
One-paced.
Yeah, a little bit.
I don't think he's slow though.
No,
he's not explosive. He's not explosive.
I don't think he's slow. I think it's that thing that I'm sort of what I was talking about yesterday. It's that thing, isn't it? It's almost like you've got to get them exactly right, and that's the hardest part. This is what I was talking about yesterday. There's no margin of error, and especially if the fee's big, and listen, Coventry aren't coming up next season. They're not coming up. That was their big chance. That was Luton's big chance. And Luton took it. Next season is going to be so much harder with the 3 teams who went down. Yeah. And that was their chance. And listen, their owner's saying all the right things. Of course he is, because
you've got to
get your money for them. I mean, what are we looking at? What kind of money are we looking at?
Well, they're saying the owner has said, we want 25 million. But the reality is he's got a year left. I reckon maybe somewhere along the lines of 20 million euro. So maybe 17 million.
Me again. And what does he want? What would his wages be? What would he?
I don't think he'll be on big money.
No, he wouldn't be. He wouldn't be. So and I can't imagine Sporting Lisbon, if they were the competition, could offer him massive wages either.
No. So that might work. I mean, the Piv was in the other day and we were talking to him off camera, as we know that's how he has to speak now with over players. But I know he's not. He's a bit like he's got some good stuff, but he was like. He said very similar to what I said, is that he picks the ball up and runs it, and it's like, do we really have that in the Premier League? But all I can equate that to, though, is a little bit like Richarlison did for us, which he'd like to pick the ball up deep.
Could he be a not in positional sense, but if Everton got a decent offer for Iwobi, do you think he could be the player who replaces Iwobi in terms of numbers? And I know that's not exactly what you want, because you want to add to the numbers, not.
I think numbers, I think he'd score more goals, because it's that thing that we were speaking about probably in January, and we certainly spoke about it in February, in March, in April and May, which is players who are used to putting the ball in the back of the net. This is a player that has now become used to putting the ball in the back of the net. The last 2 seasons, 45 games, or if you do have all the games for Coventry, right, first season. Got 3 in 19. Well, no. Then they signed him permanently. He got 40. He played 47 games, got 18 goals. Second season, he played 50 games and got 23 goals. So he's been proven, that's for sure. Again, I'm not saying he's perfect, because he isn't, and he's not someone who would massively excite people and go, that's it, we're going to be whatever. But I look at him and I think, if you're looking for a truther in this You know, whereas he can go right through the middle if we need. He's 6'2". Where, you know, he's a hard worker. He can play, like I say, wide, right or left, because he's a runner with the ball. And then if you did have a Dominic Calvert-Lewin fit, or you did have a, just say, using his name because he's free and all that, but you got a Moussa Dembele, say, then you're getting a player who can do 2 roles. So you've already got 2 centre forwards who are over 6 foot, and this kid who can be over, who is over 6 foot, but can also play in wide areas, and is used to putting the ball.
No,
in the net.
He's an interesting one, and we've been linked with him for the best part of a year. So there must be some kind of interest there. Yeah, I'd probably look at it if he was a little bit younger and probably be like, well, yeah.
He's only 25.
No, I know.
So he's
only
just.
He could definitely prosper. I think he could definitely play in the Premier League. It's just whether it's who takes the chance on him. And again, it's that thing of a deal. Me and after you'd gone yesterday, me and John were talking on the live on Premier about McNeil.
Yeah.
People telling me he ended up being an amazing signing, but what I was saying was, don't give people credit for a deal that they got forced into. In terms of, we didn't go to them and say, we want him, and this is the structure. We were like, well, that structure suits us, so we'll have him. And I think that's the main part, isn't it? If there's a deal to be done and we can do it on our terms, then do it then. But don't go down the road of scratching our heads, looking around and going, that deal would suit us, so let's sign him. And I think that's important. So, Sporting Lisbon have got good pedigree and everything, but you know, I'm sure the lad wants to play in the Premier League. And there will be a few looking, and a few will look at him who might be looking to boost their squad a little bit for. With, you know, you mentioned, it was at West Ham you mentioned there. They'll obviously in the Europa League next season as well, so they'll be looking at it thinking, we want to improve in the Premier League, we need the Europa League squad to be stronger. So it's not going to be as easy. You can't get away with what they did this season just gone. That can't happen. The quality is so much better in the Europa League, and you know, you're not playing. You can't go from Thursday to Sunday and expect to get away with it. So they're going to need a better squad. So they would look at it and think, well, obviously they're going to get the Rice money and they want to use it well. So that might be a no-brainer for them. But for us, I think it's a case of having a look at everything you need.
Yeah. It's got him having your goals or what everyone's
I genuinely thought Alan Carr was coming in there.
He did look. That's just when I looked up there as Alan Carr. He was in the other day. He was gutted.
I don't know, because I had that light in your face.
Full Alan Carr. Chatty man there. Everton also linked with Joaquin Correa. Funnily enough, so West Ham. The stamps come out now with like, there's a player, West Ham, Everton, and it was Leeds, wasn't it? But they're obviously not going to be going for them at this year. It was Arinte. He's an attacking midfielder, but I think he only scored 3 goals last season. For him, if you had the choice between West Ham and Everton, you'd go to West Ham, wouldn't you, in the Europa League and all that, London. But again, is he 28? Is he really what Everton need? Can Everton afford them? And they're just, that kind of one to me is like a lazy link. I think there's Gyökeres one. I think, like you said, he's been linked with us that much. You know, it looked like in January Everton were actually going to go up to what Coventry wanted, wasn't it? And obviously they've probably looked and gone, that's still a bit too high for what we value, man. And Everton will have a value on him. And it's up to them now to see whether or not they can get Coventry to deal. And if they can't, then we move on.
Funny enough, David Ornstein's reporting Arsenal now made a second improved offer to West Ham for Declan Rice, 75 million plus 15 million add-ons. Club record proposal for the 24-year-old. Expected to be turned down by West Ham.
Well, they're going to push it as much as they can. West Ham,
don't they? Yeah. Why wouldn't you?
There's talk, you know, there is talk. Man City are lurking. So if City genuinely want him, he'll go there, won't he? If he wants to win trophies and he wants to work with Pep and he wants to play at the top. You know, Arsenal, don't get me wrong, Arsenal brilliant last season, and no reason why they can't be really good again next season. But for City's a different level, and especially winning the Champions League now. To me, they're going to go to another level now because of it. If you're Declan Rice, you've got half a chance of going playing for Pep with those players. You go, don't you? Of course, Calvin Phillips come on for England, scored last night, didn't he? So it'd be interesting to see what his options are.
I still think obviously he'll go to Arsenal personally.
Rice, yeah, but if they really want him, then they should try and get him, shouldn't they? Really, because he sets your midfield up for the next whatever years, doesn't he? 5-6 years for them. A couple of people saying Gyökeres isn't a good option because he's far too expensive.
Yeah, I mean, that's always going to be the hindrance, isn't it? But we're still going to need players, and we're still going to have to sign players. So it's not a case of, you know, we're going to have to bring players into the club. So it's whatever deal works out best, I suppose.
The Blues says solid player, but we should have just bit the bullet in January and got him then. Not worth the fee now. But the fee would be less than what they wanted now, wouldn't it? Tyler Adams, he was linked with Everton on Thursday and back again yesterday. I liked Tyler Adams when he was in Germany. I'd have him. I think he's a good. It depends again though, fee, because he's still. I think he's only 20. I think he's only 23. I think 23, 24. Gets around the pitch really well, especially if you're gonna if Onana was to move on. But if Onana's not being moved on, then Everton have to spend what money they've got in other positions, because I think we are decently stocked in midfield, aren't we? Again, that's why Batista Mendy makes sense to me at 5 million, because
I just want to sign someone called Batista. I'll be honest.
If you're at him and
I'll be honest,
Dites, then you're almost creating a kind of a WWE sort of tag team, aren't you? But why not? Yeah. Why not?
The merch. You know, will sell itself.
Exactly.
If we've got a Batista.
Exactly. What could you do? You know, that's why you have to look at every angle, don't you? Okay. Danny Cathcart says...
you should put your camera on. It would be... It does work. What are you talking about?
I've got to work. He's doing work. Danny Cathcart says Gyökeres is lazy scouting. There is better for cheaper out there, just typical Everton. Can't think outside the box. Andrew VD Mayer says it can do a cash plus Sims for Gyökeres. What about that? Bring it down.
Ipswich.
I think it's all Ipswich deal is already kind of done, to be honest.
4 million quid plus 2 million add-ons. You heard it here. 12. He's literally been spotted on the tractor today.
There you go. It's all good, isn't it? That's what it's all about. Barry P says, is Gyökeres bad scouting though? I don't see this as what Everton have been doing traditionally. We buy former relegated Premier League players.
He's on the way up, isn't he?
Exactly. Benny says Coventry taking the same stance with Gyökeres as Blackburn did with Brereton Diaz. Makes sense. Would be really good for Everton, no? He says these are similar numbers to Watkins and Tony in the Championship, and they make a step up.
That's it, isn't it? Someone will get hold of these players, and you know.
The whole thing is, obviously, it's difficult, isn't it? It's difficult because you are gambling on the player being able to step up. But if he's got a history of scoring goals, then you one up on players we've got straight off. But we'll see. Liam D says, all right, lads, starting to get a bit squeaky bum over the MSP investment. Seems to have gone quiet with all this crap with Kenwright hanging on. If he's the cause of this investment falling through, this could go to a new level of discontent. I'll be honest, Liam, I don't think he would be the cause of investment falling through. I think that's the two separate things. I don't have a clue what is going on with the announcements or with whatever's happening. So yeah, we'll have to just see. We'll have to just see what happens, because obviously we've had nothing else, have we, since? Kane says, hope Kenwright stays. He's a top blue.
Yeah, that sounds like Kane.
It does sound exactly like
Sounds
Kane.
like Kane.
I mean, Brian Murray's obviously, he doesn't know Kane, so therefore he thinks Kane's being serious and says he's obviously a cop-fighter, the range whopper.
Are you off today buying your missus a pair of Crocs, Kane? Is that what's happening today, isn't it? You buying...
Say what?
Buying Crocs, isn't he, for his missus?
Not buying Crocs.
No, he is, yeah.
Not.
He is, he's getting Crocs for his missus. They're the new must-have item, Crocs now, and Kane's loves them. He's getting his and hers for when they go to Florida. True story.
Fair play.
You would wear Crocs.
You would.
You
are a 78-year-old fella who goes and looks at trains with his Crocs on. They're not practical. They're terrible. They're not fashionable either. They're not. They're the same people who wear them are the same people who bought bleeding Yeezys at 500 quid a pop, and they look like someone's like thought, let's take the piss out of everybody, make the worst shoes ever, and get fools to buy them. Shut up, lad.
You would have if you had.
You wore a pair.
Yeah, you would have. You wore somebody else's Yeezys. That's how bad you are. You wore somebody else's.
Gemma's Gemma's ready to walk out.
Yeah,
the door.
she's picked that bag
Crocs
up.
and Yeezys in the last 4 seconds.
You were wearing somebody else's shoes.
We were literally in this room. Look, Gemma's getting off. She's going to just throw something in Ned's head. Jack A says, afternoon, gents. Hope you're well. Joachim Correa, rumours have started again. Would you take the punt? Look, he's a good footballer, but imagine the money he's on at Inter, and he doesn't score goals. You'd be swapping. You would either replace someone like a Wobie. Now, Wobie doesn't score goals. You couldn't play him through the middle because he doesn't put the ball in the net. BP says way better options for that price.
Fair play.
It's not even like he's a young player. He's 25, too many red flags. As a centre forward, he doesn't have the attributes we need. Don't see him being able to play left wing in the Premier League because he's not quick enough. And that will be just putting square pegs in round holes again. We need another left side. We don't need another left side to play. We desperately need a right winger, and I've done for years. That's why Harrison and Nonso links make zero sense. Haven't got a single right winger in the squad after spending more than £500 million. Bear in mind, Nathan Teller scored 17 goals in the Championship. Couldn't score to save his life for Southampton.
Yeah, I mean, listen, there's different levels,
yeah,
of course.
Yeah.
It's like going to the Dutch League.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Everton Viking says, couldn't sleep last night at all. Then a mad thought came into my head from when I was a kid. I thought it was a lie or something in my brain had made it up. It was about Everton signing Jimmy Traore. So I googled it at 1 a.m. only to find both Traore and Moises quoted on Sky and our website respectively, saying the deal was about to be done for $1.5 million, only had to have a medical. Which brings my question to you. What Liverpool player that we have nearly signed throughout recent history would you have liked us to sign? I actually think Barros or Sissoko would have been good for us at the time. Sissoko almost certainly would have had a better and longer career with us. He was a decent player who could win the ball and could have replaced Carsley. Well, we were getting Mohamed Sissoko, weren't we, in Liverpool, gazumped us. And I think the thing why he didn't have a better career at Liverpool was he got an injury, an eye injury, didn't he? And he nearly went blind with it, I think, and it really damaged his Liverpool career, but he would have been really good for Everton. Milan Barros, yeah, we spoke to him, thought we'd done a deal with him, and then Villa came in and they gazumped us and he went there. Me and Peg can go back longer and say Jan Mulby.
Oh, what a
at the time was about to sign
what
for Everton
player.
And ended up they fell through and he ended up going and staying at Liverpool and being amazing for them for years to come, including in the FA Cup final.
Incredible player.
But he was tremendous. He nearly come. I don't know since then, because has there been many we've been linked with? We obviously had Peter Beardsley, who was amazing. So ones we were kind of looked like we might get and didn't.
Yeah.
There hasn't been that many.
No, not that. I can't really think of any, to be honest.
Traore, Barros, they've been the only ones really in the last. Yeah, I think it stopped, didn't it? That thing, Barnby ended it, didn't he? That ended any players going between the two. If you could pick one now to take out of their squad, who would you take?
What's his name? I can't even think.
Curtis Jones.
Yeah, Curtis Jones, yeah.
Thought you'd say him, yeah.
Curtis Jones. Jota.
Diogo, yeah. Good player.
Scores goals.
I'd have Salah, personally. But, yeah, Jota is very good. And obviously an Everton kid. Everton fan is a kid. Everton Viking says on Gyökeres, again, I'm not a Sims lover, but I do find it mad people are wanting Gyökeres, who had the worst goals per minute game average than Sims. Gyökeres is not a bad player, but not very fast. I don't think he has the physical attributes to cope with the Prem and make up for that lack of pace you need as a forward. You either need to be a unit. Well, he is quite big, quick and agile, or a top finisher. I don't see Gyökeres as any of them.
Fair enough.
Fair enough, everyone. I mean, the thing I'd say with Ellis Sims is the difference between the two is Gyökeres does work hard and can travel with the ball, and Sims is a goal scorer and needs chances created for him. Kane says, apart from Onana and Pickford, are there any players we could get a decent fee for this summer?
Depends if we sell them to Saudi Arabia.
Yeah. Mark is, I think he's nailed it.
Yeah.
This lunchtime. Crocs are the Mopai of shoes.
Yeah, I mean, definitely.
I don't think there's been a better definition of Crocs, in all fairness. No, I think what he means there is they can do a job for someone that just wouldn't be your choice. Nurses are very good with Crocs. It's almost like them and doctors. It's almost like that's what they were made for.
Yeah.
I think it was.
Sorry, isn't there an A in that word?
Was. W.
It was.
W-U-Z. Was. Max says we need 3 or 4 players that can add 5 to 10 goals each. We won't be able to attract a 20-goal a season striker. Phil Williams says, what do you think of the Croatian keeper Livakovic, potential number 2 or replacement for Pickford? We spoke about him the other week. I'd rather have Lafont if we're going to go and get a foreign goalie, to be fair. And he's younger. He's never been out to Croatia, has he? Livakovic, 28.
Ever? Never like been on holiday?
Never gone on holiday. No, I don't need to.
Like Ned?
Yeah, just like Ned. Just very much.
Goes on holiday in the nearest little town.
Yeah. Basically,
Chestovic.
He went to World Cup, but he wouldn't leave his hotel, and he made a room that just looked like Croatia for him. Just like green screen, he just lay there looking at it all with glasses on. Rob says, will a new home shirt be sold in non-Everton stores such as Sports Direct, JD Sport, etc., or Everton stores only? The Everton store in Belfast closed 5 months after it opened.
Yeah. BJD.
JD, yeah.
Some JDs.
Not all.
Can't say if
not all.
Can't say if it's going to be an all JDs.
No.
Never mind,
JD. Dan Osborne says, hi guys, interesting appointment from Bournemouth yesterday. Also currently building a state-of-the-art training facility with an ambitious owner. A shame we can only look on and envy at these, what we call small... Hang on a sec, right? Hang on, Dan. I'm all for having a go at the football club for justifiable claims. Everton have got a state-of-the-art training ground, which they're updating all the time. So I don't look at anyone else's training ground and with envy in the slightest. They've gone for a fella who Leeds looked at as well. It's not as if he's Pep. Not as if they've managed to attract Pep Guardiola from City, is it? And that might not work. Bournemouth have also got an 11,000-seater stadium. So I don't look at with any kind of envy of anything Bournemouth do. Fair play to them, good luck to them and all that, in a nice place and nice part of the country. Good luck to them. But I think we can't look at everything any other club does and go, our club's a disgrace, look how good they're. You can't. I just don't think we can. Not for training grounds. And Finch Farm's amazing and it's getting updated all the time. So we're building what's probably going to be the best stadium in the country. And it'll be open next season.
Who's that from?
Next year. Dan.
Is Dan on the wind up?
I don't know.
Genuinely, though.
I don't know. He might be winding me up, but he might not. I have no idea. But I think if you are being serious and you're frustrated with everything that's going on, I get it. But the serious bit I don't get. But if you're frustrated, I get it. But if you are being serious, come on, mate. We've got... There is some things that, we are good at. Or sorry, there is positives there. There's obviously lots of negative stuff as well, which we know about. Steve P says we could have got Ted and Moffey for the same. I know, mate. I know. Banging Moffey's drum for a couple of years, wasn't I?
What a drum.
What can you do? Jack A says, does it frustrate you how Thelwell has never been heard from in any sense? I feel like from a sporting director point of view, the job is impossible under Mashiri.
He's not real. He's just AI.
He's just
AI.
It's ChatGPT.
You just find me a good player.
Yeah, and that's it. Only it would find you better players than what our scouting appears to do. So yeah. Rob Keys says, suppose Diaz, before he ended up there, would have been the most recent example of Liverpool taking the play we were in. Well, yeah, we were a yes away from having Lucas Diaz, weren't we? Luis Diaz. If James would have said, yeah, we'd have had Diaz and he'd have been playing for Everton now and probably been crying into his coffee. If he drinks it, into his, what's it called? Matter or something. The other thing that they all drink. Brian says, lots of season tickets up for grabs. Just Kenwright still here in August. I know 20 people who were selling theirs, if that's the case. Prepare for storming the Liver buildings very soon. We'll see. I can't see him being here, but then I don't know any more than anyone else. So, Carl says Jan Molby was physically huge. I remember seeing him on the pitch as a child when the mighty Posh beat Liverpool 1-0 in the cup. There you go. Hell of a footballer, though.
Yeah, it's tremendous.
Danny Monarch says, not Everton related, but just me who reckons the 75 million bid from Arsenal for Rice is an insult. Worth double that in today's market. Is he worth double it?
I don't know if he's worth double it, but
he is tremendous, to be fair.
They don't need to go all in, do they? Just right now.
No. Cam's in the comments. Says, afternoon, boys. Be in tomorrow. I'll believe it when I see it, Cam, to be fair.
Wearing his Crocs,
yeah. Says, just heard the Bournemouth comment. They're 1,000% down next season. You've gone big there, Cam.
It's an interesting one.
I think at this stage, before like all the transfers are settled, I'd say you're looking at Luton will have a struggle to stay up. I think so will Sheffield United. And then the rest will probably be in there as well in the next pack where you're looking. But Bournemouth will be interesting to see what they do, because Gary O'Neill did do well to keep them up. They got some big wins when they needed it, and they ended up being comfortably safe. Can they do that again next season? We'll see. They've got a new coach. He wants to play a different way. So we'll see. Rob Lewandowski on the super chat. Thank you very much. Rob says, favourite Beatles song? And where do you rank them?
Where do I rank the band?
Rank the Beatles, yeah.
Well, I ranked them at the top.
Yeah, the Beatles are number one, mate. Simple as.
Favourite song? In My Life.
It's a good song.
In My Life, I'd say. Very emotional.
It's a decent song.
I heard that in Central Park on the 8th of December. And it made me cry. I've got to admit, it made me cry. Hit me right there. Yeah, it was my birthday. What else happened on the 8th? He did. Well, obviously not last year, because Bash would have been there to see
I'd have been there, wouldn't I? If you'd have gone for,
That joke only works if you're a Premier member. If you're a Premier member.
But yeah.
Because Baz is disturbed.
Well, not really. I mean, I think we put it to the vote, but you all wanted to see mass murders. And
no, I never. Mine's.
You wanted to be there. And
mine's quite topical, and it's not.
It is. Don't
nice.
Go there now. No.
I just thought it was a good idea to take the cruise on the Titanic, experience it, and then get off. But you wanted to stand there.
Wasn't really what was said.
It was what was.
I think we'll go back and look.
Isn't that what was said? Yours was. You wanted to stand behind. You wanted to stand behind the big fella and watch John Lennon get shot.
Oh, wasn't. You were told, the pair of you were told. Yeah, listen, you haven't got a clue, so you weren't. I don't even think you were allowed on the show, were you? You weren't even on it, so why aren't you necking? You weren't even here.
If only there was tape.
If only you could just look back and see that Ped and John wanted to be involved in mass murders.
I didn't want to be involved.
Well, you were shit.
I didn't want to be involved in.
You wanted to see thousands of people suffer.
Who murdered them? The iceberg.
The iceberg. The iceberg. And the captain, who couldn't be bothered turning.
You know what? Hey, that was only the tip of his crimes.
It was. So there you go. People have mentioned Iniacho at Leicester, who's obviously 26. Good goal scorer. He isn't a good goal scorer. He scores goals at times. He only got 5 goals last season, and Leicester got relegated, so he isn't a good goal scorer. But would he be a better fit for Everton?
Well, he doesn't score goals. He'd be a perfect fit for Everton.
Doesn't play though, does he? No. He's like, so why doesn't he play all the time? That's what you're after. He's got 30 goals in 150 games for Leicester, which...
Not for me.
No.
Not for me.
No.
I'd rather have Vardy.
Yeah, I'd rather have Patson Daka, personally, but... Football Tifo said Brighton signed McAllister and Caicedo for 14 million. He did. It's dead easy.
Facts.
It's dead easy.
Fact, yo.
If you're a Premier member, make sure you get your tickets for our Premier event. It's pinned to the top of the Premier page, so go and get that. Where are we? Yeah. Peter Jacobs says, my missus is a nurse and she wears Crocs. So you're right.
Fair play.
See? That's just basically being
Do you know
confirmed.
what it's like? It's like, and it's workwear, isn't it? So it's like if we were walking around wearing like steel toe cap boots and trying to pretend they were fashionable.
Yeah. Steve Lamb says Ned will be going on holiday in Blackpool from now on.
I don't think he'll be going on holiday. I think it'll be more like just a place,
to go. I
mean, it's not that far, is it? So
yeah, but he said Chester was holiday.
Can't he? Wouldn't it make sense to like just meet in the middle, like surely?
We should go to Blackpool Pleasure Beach for work. Holiday.
How would that be work? A work. We've had our breaks.
I mean, we haven't. So I've got more, but you know, I'm sure you will have it moving forward.
No, I'm professional.
Are you done?
I'm done.
Oh, that's fair enough.
I stayed the course.
That's fair play to you.
It's at home.
It's in Blackpool. On holiday. It's in Blackpool and Chester. OB Blue says greetings from Seoul, South Korea, gents.
Nice.
Hello in Seoul. Oliver Hawkins says I love sun. There you go. Sun as in sunny. Just seen something here. Where are we? Football Tifo says Baz is spot on. Stadium is almost finished. It's looking good. It's looking very, very good. Has there been another video released? I've seen you having a little bit of a...
Yeah, there's a little video I've seen before, putting the East Stand up, erecting the East Stand.
Nice.
Yeah. Roof. Starting to look the business.
Absolutely. Toby Larone says Ped's new wrestling name, the Iceberg.
There you go.
There you go. I mean,
there you go. Well, people said, didn't he? Should have just got the people onto the iceberg. They saved all the messing.
Yeah, it's been cold, but it'd have been all right.
Would it be as cold to water?
No. Well, I mean, possibly.
Because you got double trouble there. You got coldness and the ability not to swim or breathe.
Breathe, yeah.
That's trouble. That's trouble.
Might to give yourself a better chance, might you?
Might have. Big coat.
Yeah. No, I know. Kev Murphy says, Baz, get Ped to do the Alsatian impression. It's been a while.
No.
I think it was just
a Premier exclusive.
It was on of its time, wasn't it? It just happened. And it was quick. And that was it. Liam says, great to see the lads back. Okay, question for the lads and everyone. Which one player from the 90s would you bring back? Everton player. I'm saying it's an Everton player. In the 90s. Andrzej Kanchelskis.
Yes.
Liam says, for me, it's Kale. Well, he was the noughties.
Yeah. He
not the
definitely
90s.
Wasn't the 90s, was he? I mean, he could have been, but he would have been 12. Nice one.
So,
nice one for that.
Andrzej Kanchelskis, I'm going for.
Yeah.
Neil Gordon's gone in with me there as well. Kanchelskis, absolutely.
It's the only right answer.
It can be the only answer, really, if you're thinking about it. the pop-ups up. Now, that should be on every, like, 10, 15, 20, 30 seconds, Nedwin. What was I going to say there? Because I just seen one, but it's, as usual, it goes beep, beep, like that. If only it made that noise, it would actually be better.
Yeah.
Steve P says, I don't know whether it's just me, but the stadium kind of looks foreign to me. Especially them pictures taken on the inside. Looks kind of South American. I like it a lot.
I don't think it looks South American.
I don't know.
I think what you've done there is you've gone mad.
He just... the heat's made Steve go mad. I think he's just... He's excited, I think.
Fair play.
I feel like he's excited. Brian Murray says, as for your glorious ex-boss Moises, 4 times in 11 seasons he got us into Europe.
Yeah.
Him and his mates upstairs loved the glass ceiling. Always be a blue, but I despise this club, or this version of the club. All I'll say to you, Brian, is it didn't go down to 7th like it does now.
Yeah.
Otherwise, Everton would have been in Europe 9 and 11 years under Moises, or 8 and 11 years. That is a much better version than what Everton is right now. Is it the version which I have Everton as my standards in my head? No. It's winning the league and winning trophies and battling at the top. But the reality is they're long time ago, aren't they? So you almost sound like you're being passive-aggressive there, Bri. Well, actually, there's no passive. Yeah. Your glorious ex-boss, Moises. No one's holding him up as if he's Pep Guardiola. Is he better than what we have been served up in the last 10 years? He's so far ahead of anything that's been served up in the last 10 years. So you have to look and say it is what it is. Is that the right standard for Everton? No. Is it better than what it's... Was it better than it's been? Absolutely miles better. Whether you like him or not, you can't be that sort of single-minded to go, not good enough, when it's better than what it is, can you? You have to say it as it is, mate. Danny Monarch says the fact we haven't pulled the trigger on any of the free transfers knocking around makes me think there is money available, or maybe there's no money and we're terribly wrong. Well, it'll be one of the two, won't it? There either will be money available or there won't be. Steve P says Basby could probably get Mathew Retegui from Boca Juniors for around the same price, and he's only 23. And is in the Italy team. He switched nationality from Argentinian. He's clearly a better player and has a much higher sell-on potential. But it's getting them to I think we've accepted that Everton don't really get these players. Baze says, how's the recuperation going from the last 2 seasons? I'm kind of excited for this upcoming season. Good. Dan says, more frustration, to be honest. It's more to do with these smaller teams being more outside in how they approach the running of a club. Seeing more established Premier League clubs being relegated, while the likes of Brighton and Brentford quickly rising up, while our owner is still struggling to work to the concept of a clock and how long 48 hours
That's very true.
Dan, we are with you on that.
Yeah,
it is.
He does particularly struggle with clocks.
Yeah, absolutely. He does.
Analog ones,
no chance. Glenn says, would Nev rather have a lifetime supply of crocodile shoes, including but not limited to cowboy boots or Crocs? Which one? Crocodile shoes, including boots or Crocs? Yes. Which one? You have to choose.
He doesn't know what the first one is.
Oh, okay.
Look at his
Crocs,
face.
he said, Glenn.
Or shoes. No. Shoes made out of crocodile skin. Because you are with the lizards.
He's with the lizards, so he wants Crocs.
He wants Crocs.
Phil, I've got no idea when the sporting tickets go on sale, mate, to be honest. Sure, on Everton's website it'll tell you, because they're up to date with that stuff.
Are they?
I don't know. Steve P says, I don't know whether it's just me. Oh, I've done that one, sorry, apologies. Rob Keys says, we all know Premier League is a joke with Saudi after a lot of the stars, some from Spurs today. The more it becomes an attractive option. Can you see the Premier League relaxing FFP rules?
No, because UEFA would have to relax them.
We could relax the profit and sustainability rules, though.
But then all those teams would get caught in Europe, wouldn't they? So they'd be
There are different rules though, and different.
No, I know,
things,
but they would be shooting themselves in the foot.
It's helping the Premier League, isn't it? Just these clubs are being able to have a workaround when it shouldn't be. Steve Kelly says, all right, lads, hope you both well. Get Wout in to lead us to glory.
The Wout
The big Wout. Steve P says, Baz, overlooking at the Mexican left back on a free. I have no idea, Steve, to be honest with you. They should be.
What's his name?
But I've no idea. No, it's is it Moreno? Who? Gallardo. Mexico, the left back on a free. Is it Alex Moreno? Might be Moreno. Can't remember what his name is. Me and Steve discussed them last week.
What about David Gyökeres?
What about him? Should we get him?
One who's off the agency called Gallardo.
I'm just putting it out there.
Okay. Rob says, how close is the new stadium to where
About 4 miles.
to the dock where the ship's dock? I'll be getting the Stena line over from Belfast.
They don't. That comes in on the other side. You got to Birkenhead. So
Then get a ferry over.
ferry over. So yeah, that's
So where the ferry stops, it's not that far. That's
on
all.
the other side.
Yeah.
Not far from the Isle. If you come from the Isle of Man, though, oof, the short walk.
Jay Sullivan says, and I'm going to have to take you to task here, Big Jay.
Taskers.
Take him to Taskers to see if you want some garden furniture or some tartan paint. That that's good we get. To go to the left-handed screwdriver. Jay says no point in having Kanchelskis in this team. He'd have no striker to cross to.
Never crossed.
Big Dunk is the right choice from the 90s. He'd be feeling for McNeil. Andre Kanchelskis hardly ever crossed the ball.
Hardly ever.
He just cut in and hit it with his left foot or his right foot. He was a wide striker. So we would absolutely change this team.
Absolutely.
So there you go. No, we don't mean Guerrero, who's shit here looking at from Dortmund. Kevin Bain says maybe the stadium sponsors money will be announced soon.
No.
Football Tifo says Everton needs to upgrade their scouting software for the South American market. Absolutely. Right, that's us done it. Subscribe if you have not. If you are a Premier member, we will see you later on. If you're not, we'll see you tomorrow. Be good. Enjoy the afternoon. See you later. Don't wear Crocs.
Don't ever wear Crocs. Unless you're a